Let's go ahead and get into the rigging that's going on. Let's go ahead and hear from Donald Trump. And more important than the rigging, which they try to spin, oh, you're just being, you know, a sourpuss. No, I mean, Lester Holt interrupted him 40-plus times. He interrupted Hillary 6 times. And when he did, it was softballs to Hillary. It was vicious to Trump. It was so one-sided. He debated 2 people. Let's skip this break. He debated 2 people. He debated them. That's a fact. And so if it's rigged, if you score a touchdown fair and square in the NFL, and every time you score, the ref says, no, sorry, you don't get that. You got to say, this game was rigged. We've got to investigate the refs. We've got to see if they've been paid off. I mean, it's cut and dry, people. It's not sourpuss. But that's not what's important. It's the next statement. Do not believe inside sources, what I mentioned earlier. If it's a respected person like Cy Hirsch, or it's somebody like InfoWars that has a history of breaking hardcore stuff, or Drudge, or others, trust but verify, then inside sources or unnamed sources is absolutely reasonable. But when it's mainstream media, they are making stuff up. They made up that Trump raped a girl that didn't exist in Houston. They're basically making up he was illegally doing trade in Cuba. They've made up all this other stuff. Look at all the stuff they've made up about him. And so absolutely do not believe anything they say. Well, you'll say, well, then why do you believe a newscast when they say there was a flood in a certain place? Because I can check other places. And they don't lie on big basic stuff. It's politics. It's who runs things that they're lying. And they're going to bigger and bigger levels of it. So everybody has to understand, anyone in the mainstream media that's going along with all these lies, this is dangerous what you're doing. You don't seem to understand that if you go much further and if your team succeeds, can you imagine Hillary Clinton with all these spy technologies and this police state already above the law and the things they've done and saying they want to shut down the alt-right? And you're like, well, good. The alt-right are racist because you dehumanized us and said we were. And so now we deserve to just be disappeared. After all, let the IRS come after us and shut down our websites and shut us down. After all, we're racist, remember? Oh, of course we're not letting you have your tax exemptions. Of course we're coming after these groups. Of course we're coming after the Tea Party because you're racist. You're dehumanized. You don't have a right to exist. These are words they're using. You don't have a right to exist. Alt-right doesn't have a right to have a show. You don't have a right. You don't have a right. And then we have the George Soros emails from a month ago that didn't get hardly any attention, where he says, we'll make our news sites and our agenda what you're able to see and block others. And we'll have the UN do it. Well, guess what? That was from 3 years ago, these emails. Here is Trump on the rigging, and the media is fabricating stories from, quote, inside sources. We are in such a rigged system. And he goes on and tweets to say, do not believe it. He goes, we've confirmed that they're just lying. And absolutely, look. They've had articles in the New York Times and everywhere else saying it's time to not be, truthful. He's so bad, it's time to lie. You've seen them. See, they have to organize the crime publicly, get everybody involved and say, it's time to lie, everybody, okay? He's racist. Well, let's lie. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Here it is.
And then I had to put up with the anchor and fight the anchor all the time on everything I said. What a rigged deal. I tell you, we're in such a rigged system. It is terrible. What's going on in this country is so sad, but it will change. Remember, November 8th. November 8th.
And what he's got a hammer is, Hillary is the icon of the past, a fossil of corruption. Decade after decade after decade after decade. Was kicked out of Congress as an aide for fabricating evidence. Her whole life is a fraud. She is the establishment. The establishment is against me. I am for the people. I am a populist. I am a constitutionalist. I am taking action. This is make it or break it. Now, I've got a bunch of other clips I want to get to. This one I've mentioned, but this is a big deal. You've got this lady with Trump completely mobbed with reporters. I'm going to tell you, I've been in that position too. They're bumping into you. People are grabbing, you name it. Folks will punch you to try to get you to hit somebody. That's a tactic that's happened a lot. People will step on your feet, and you've got to go, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, it gets scary. In fact, there's footage of this we can find online of, I think it's like Alex Jones mobbed or whatever. It was in the newspapers in England, like 3,500+ people, almost 4,000. And when I showed up to go give my speech, I mean, just like 1,000 of the superfans ran up all over, and it was like being in the front row of a rock concert in the mosh pit, and it was like bam, 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 and just like a rugby match. It was like rugby. People were running in, pressing in, falling down, women like, ah. That's what's going on in these, and it's like, dun, 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 CNN, dun, 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 Fox News. One guy on Fox was more fair about it and said it was a bunch of baloney, but on other channels, it's like, man, he's really mean to women, grabbing her arm, pushing her back. I mean, this guy is something else. So let's go ahead and play a female reporter accused Donald Trump of abuse after the presidential debate at Hofstra University. And again, I said months ago, there's another woman also saying months ago this about Trump. The woman said Trump grabbed her wrist, but she didn't say it that night, and pushed her away. Now there's video of what really happened, and it's like nothing. You don't see anything. Here it is.
So, you know, it seems like just about every day Donald Trump's facing new charges that he's acting too aggressively or too hostile. And last night, a guest on this very show gave an account in which she claims this happened to her, that Donald Trump actually pressed on her as she was trying to ask him a question. The incident in question, of course, that we're talking about here took place in Hofstra at the debate and at the end in that so-called spin room. She gave us a video of that exchange, and I want to show it to you right now, and I want your opinion.
Use your camera. Do you raise your camera? Are you ready?
Right over there. Thank you so much.
All right, you saw that. Now, watch and listen to what she told us last night.
I asked him a very basic question about how he could garner support from more millennial women. As a millennial black woman, that is a question very important to me. Instead of answering my question, he grabbed my wrist, pushed my phone away as I was recording, and said, put that down. If he cared about getting millennial women support,
It's
which
first
he's
time
only
hearing about this. Wait a minute. Donald Trump touched you. He grabbed your wrist.
Yes. I'm holding my phone like this, recording, asking him a question, how can you get more millennial women support from you? Because he's polling at 8% support from millennial women, 3% African Americans. He needs our vote. He grabs my wrist, says put that down, and pushes my phone out of the way and ignores my question.
That account seemed dramatically different than the video we saw. And let's face it, macro aggression run wild, media progressive versus Trump run wild. This is really an amazing story, particularly after the Michelle Fields scenario. So
I got to say it consistently. Charles Payne is probably, other than Judge Napolitano, the smartest, best person on Fox. I mean, that guy should not just have his own show on Fox Business, and he should have one of the biggest shows on Fox. Absolutely. This is just, all these millennials, I feel sorry for some of them, they're all just about being a victim. It's such made-up crap. I don't need the mainstream media to tell me Trump won or lost the debate. I'm going to make that decision myself. I think he narrowly won it, because they went so far against him, and he was debating Lester Holt, not just Hillary Clinton. She interrupted him 40+ times. Holt only went in 6 times. The questions were much tougher. He told him he was wrong. No, you were not against the Iraq war. We have the clips. We've played the clips from 2003 with him on Fox News and CNN saying, I don't think Bush should do it. We shouldn't go in there. I don't think this is a good idea. Donald Trump was right about the Iraq war. Get over it, you warmongering scumbag fake leftists that want the crown that you're these peaceniks. Hillary says she would attack Iran and Russia. I can play you the clips, idiots. And you don't have an invisibility shield from World War III just because you dress like the cast of The Hangover. I'm going to stop right there. These people have no idea how much danger we're in. They're lying. They're destroying our free press. They're creating race war. And I'm going to say this and give Lionel the rest of the hour because I am ranting. I'm going to say this and I'm done. Do you know why they're hyping race and why they're pushing it and why the left is using it worldwide to control things, why the UN is using migrant flows to break down country sovereignty? Because it's how you conquer. Race has been used forever because it's very effective, and every culture has used race and class to control. Christians ended slavery in most parts of the world the last 200+ years. We had huge wars over it because we wanted to make it be based on who you were and what you stood for and what you built. That the left and the UN are bringing racism back in the name of fighting it because it's a system that works. They're not doing it by accident. They know what they're doing. These little leftists going around bullying people. They know they're bullies. They like it. Do you understand that?
Talk show host is Alex Jones. He's a conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Deeply, I think, racist.
I just got called racist by MSNBC.
I don't want that man to have a gun.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
The Alex Jones Show. Watch the free stream live at Infowars.com/show.
Now we are introducing a new t-shirt, which I think folks need to get, telling the real truth about Bill Clinton, who is a serial rapist and a user of women.
In another case, it's about groping and fondling and touching against a woman's will.
And rape.
And rape.
Bill rapes them physically, and then Hillary rapes them psychologically.
He's a rapist.
Absolutely.
He's a public figure and goes straight to hell.
Get your Bill Clinton rape shirt today at InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-800-253-3139.